Hi everyone, Becky here. I'm from West Virginia and I like to share some stories about rural life with you. I went to the WVU Extension 2021 West Virginia Small Farm Conference. It's offered online and I want to buy a farm. I upload some videos with some gardening tips and things like that, and also how-to videos about homesteading that I think you enjoy. But if I had my own land, I could do so much more. I could raise vegetables wow. I could raise sweet potatoes and eggplant and elderberries, and I'd like to have an orchard and grow all kinds of fruit, grow apples and peaches, and then I'd like to have raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. And then I could just go out and just pick them. I'd also like to designate some room for homeless animals. There is a feral cat that I take care of. She's lived here probably about 3 years. Longer than I have. I moved in about a year ago. And she doesn't want to come inside. Well, I can't have her inside anyway. I have a cat, a house cat. But she just won't even, she's just terrified to even stick her head around the door or anything. So I feed her. And I think she sleeps. I set up a little shelter for her with a plastic tub and put a styrofoam case in it. And I'll show you how to do that later on. And she slept in it for a while. But then another stray cat came and slept in it. So she didn't like that. She doesn't like it anymore. I think she sleeps over the creek bed. On the creek bed. There are some logs there and branches, just like a beaver would. And I think she sleeps under there at night. I'm always amazed at rural feral animals. They're just like rabbits and squirrels. They're, as long as they have food, they just have real thick coats, and they just play in the snow. Just like deer. Well, deer have much thinner coats, but they're just out there enjoying life. Now, cats in the city would have it a lot tougher with the asphalt. There's less places for shelter, and that walking on concrete like that has to be hard on their joints. And of course, food is a scarcity, whereas in the country, it's a lot different. You have the ground, and you have places where animals can go for shelter. There are tons of houses here where I live, not tons, but there's some, and they can go under in their sheds and things like that. And cats can get underneath the sheds, and they're in from the elements. And I read where animals get together, huddle together, and share their warmth. And that's how they keep warm. So it's like, wow. I'm constantly amazed at them. Anyway, getting back to what I've been doing today, I went to the WVU Extension Service 2021 Small Farm Conference online, and I've learned so many wonderful things. There's people that make candles, people that make cheese. There's someone I heard today that wants to raise reindeer. And I'm just fascinated with things like that. I like alpacas and llamas. And I'm just fascinated with animals. Raising something like that, that's like a dream come true. But today you can raise anything you want to. Any kind of animal. That survives. You don't want to bring... you don't want to take a polar bear to the south, and things like that. It's just too hot for it. But there's you have so many options of raising animals and giving them a place to live. Of course, there's the usual horses. I'd like to have a horse and probably a cow. I'd like to have chickens. I'd like to have goats. They're just so cute. I don't know about pigs yet. I don't know about pigs. I don't know much about pigs. I'd like to have a lot of cats, and build a barn where they can get in to give them shelter. And that's about all I have to say. The vegetables I'd like to grow. Think if you had a farm, what would you like to do on your farm? What animals would you like to have? What vegetables would you like to raise? I'd like to have a fruit orchard with apple trees and peaches and pears. And I'd like to have blueberry and raspberry and blackberry vines, strawberries too. And just think of all those colors too. And it would be all yours. I gave you something to think about. And so I'm Becky, signing off from West Virginia. Take care, sweet dreams. Night.